What's going on, guys? Apathetic here, and today we are talking about the Crimson Exotic Handcannon. So looking around, I've seen mixed reviews on this weapon. Some people love it, some people feel it's maybe a little worse. So I'm here to give you my take on it and tell you if you should be leaning on this weapon in the Crucible. Let's get into it. With the release of Shadowkeep, Crimson receives a nice buff to its damage. Crimson's damage was changed to 19 damage on body shots and 30.5 on your precision shots, when previously it had been 13.76 and 24.75 on precision. And when seeing this damage increase, the immediate thought is, okay, Crimson, could be beast. And when you look at the overall breakdown of this weapon, it tends to support that initial thought. Crimson is probably one of the most interesting hand cannons in the fact that it's the only hand cannon that fires 3 bursts similar to a pulse rifle. And to pair with that has an equally interesting exotic trait, Cruel Remedy, where kills with this weapon heal the wielder. Precision kills also refill the magazine. And having a trait that can heal and refill the magazine is a huge plus and will boost survivability in the Crucible, which I'm always a huge fan of. Jumping into the stats on this weapon, it's got a base damage of 92, impact of 92 with a range of 60, and that bumps up to 92 when you have the weapon masterworked, and a 97 stability. And just looking at these stats, guys, Crimson on paper should be a world-class hand cannon if we're just looking on paper. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is if those numbers translate in game. So now that we've talked about a lot of potential here with this weapon, we've covered the world-class stats, the exotic perks. So this weapon is amazing in the Crucible, right? It's okay. I'm not going to jump to the other end of the spectrum and say this weapon is hot garbage, it's terrible, because I don't believe that's true. Because of this weapon stats, there's a lot to like when it comes to the feel of this weapon, and I really like the exotic perk on this weapon. And now that I think about it, it's probably one of my favorite exotic traits on a weapon, because it allows you to extend plays since you're getting your health, but also simultaneously confuse your opponents who are expecting you to be weak after a gunfight. The reason for me that this weapon is just okay is because of the range drop off, and while I agree with the range nerf to handcannons, it actually has kept me from enjoying Crimson as much as I probably could. Because of the range fall off on this weapon, despite its very high range stat, it dramatically increases the time to kill. And something else I've noticed working against this weapon a little bit is the fact that it's a burst fire weapon. Because being a burst fire weapon, when you miss even one burst, or not even a full burst, but one bullet from a burst, whether that's due to lag, your enemy moves unexpectedly, or your aim is just poor in that moment, it's going to murder your time to kill on this weapon. I was thinking since this weapon is a burst fire weapon, it'd be more forgiving, but it's actually less forgiving for the reasons I just mentioned. The most success I found using this weapon was in close to medium range, and in that range, this thing absolutely shreds. The problem for me is that perfect range is very much in recluse range, so that can make things a little bit challenging to use this weapon. I had so many streaks with this weapon destroyed by recluse, because again, in that range, recluse is gonna take that win every single time. But I could see Crimson getting a little bit more use once recluse gets reined in a little bit. But let me know your thoughts on Crimson. Are you guys enjoying it post buff, or are you a little disappointed like me? Sound off in the comments below. With that, thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe, as it's a free way to support me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
It's a power.